Welcome to Tropes and Traumas, where books hurt us.
And we love it anyways. Welcome back, you guys. I am,
Welcome.
yes, we are so excited. This episode is going to be so fun because today we are talking about the book, drumroll, What the River Knows by Isabel Ibañez. This book is so good, you guys.
So good.
So good.
It is part of a duology, and we will definitely be reading the next book, especially with the cliffhanger this guy leaves us on. Oh my god.
First off, a lot of disclaimers. There's going to be some spoilers during this episode, so if you have not read it,
Yes.
please read it. It's so good. It is a fantasy thriller. There's magic, there's love, there's
History.
sassy history. Surprise, surprise. It's historical fantasy, and
Yes,
it's
I love that.
good. Guys, I hate to say this. I actually think it's in league with Throne of Glass.
I
I
love to
don't,
say it.
you
I
do?
love to say it because I didn't think I would find anything that made me want to just keep reading the
Mhm.
way Throne of Glass did. Like, Throne of Glass was one of those books that, even though it was such a long series, I was like, nah, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep reading. I don't care. I love that the series is this long. I
Mhm.
actually hate that this series is so short. I'm devastated. I want more of the story. I just feel like this book gives me the same, if not more so, of the fast pace. I want to get to know what the next thing that's going to happen is. Because there's plot twists galore. If you love a good plot twist, you'll love this series. Let me tell you that right off the bat. If anything, that's why I do not mind comparing it to Throne of Glass. I'm glad to have another favorite. I feel like I already feel like this is going to be a favorite duology of mine. It leaves me wanting more every time whenever I read a good duology because I'm so used to long series, but it's still so riveting, is the word I would use.
It's so fun.
Yes.
And the character, she's
Adventures,
it's very adventurous and she's so funny. Oh
right?
my goodness.
The shenanigans. Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
it's so fun. I have to say, it is one of my favorites.
Yes, already. Already. And you haven't even started the second book. I
I
started
haven't
it
yet.
because that cliffhanger. All right, let's get into this. Let's
Yes.
dive in.
So we start off in the book, and it starts off immediate mystery. The letter
Right.
unfortunately says that her parents had passed away.
She was hoping for a response that said, "Hey Nez, come join us in Egypt." To end up getting a message that says, "Hey Inez, we're dead."
She is 19 years old, and her uncle's in charge of all her money until she gets married.
Yes.
And that tells you the difference in the time period, you guys.
Right, that part. My favorite part about this book is definitely how integral the history of everything that was going on at the time.
Miss Inez, she decides that she's going to dress up as a widow and
Hmm.
hop on a boat and go all the way to Egypt because guess what? Her parents aren't there to stop her,
And there's still a little mystery as to how they died.
but also I think it's a way of her to still have some sort of connection to who her parents were because I mean, her parents are gone and she doesn't really have much of anything there in Argentina where she lives because their whole lives were in Egypt. So
Right.
I think by going there, he was trying to feel connected to them. When he told her that her parents had passed, he said, "If you need anything from me, Inez, just let me know." Well,
Right.
she showed up and she needed things, and he said, "Go home."
I got you as long as you're in Argentina, not Egypt.
Already love her. But,
Right.
and this is, may I mind you guys, this is like the first two chapters. It's so as she's on this train, he
And
steals it right off of her.
playing the hysterical woman card on her, which again, another sign of the times. Being called hysterical is egregious. And I wanted to hurt him while reading that part of the book for sure. I was extremely upset because how dare you steal something from me and then call me crazy? Give me my ring back. And then how do you calm down after that? I don't understand how she even was able to go the rest of the train ride knowing that he has her ring, and he just gets moved to a different cart because she's a crazy woman and we don't want to deal with her, and you stay here, he goes over there. And now he just has complete ownership of her ring. The one thing she had left of her parents. Hold on, let's slow down and let's not sweat the small details because there's so many little things that happen in this book. Let's get into some questions that we have so we can kind of answer some things and also still talk about the story.
Yes, with question one, what do you think about Inez?
So, this is sort of a coming of age story, not so much in the traditional way. She's finding herself more through trying to figure out who her parents really were. I will say I do consider her a unreliable narrator. She is a great girl, but almost everything that she does, all of her actions, everything that she starts doing is motivated by emotions. She's a very emotional creature. But I do want to give her the permission to be that way because of everything that she just discovered. Like, her parents just died and she barely got to know them and she never got to say goodbye, you know? So, I mean, we love Inez. How do you feel about her?
I adore Inez. I think she's hilarious. She is the kind of person who I'm going to do what I want because this is what I want to do, and you cannot stop me. I have to say, a flaw of hers is that she does not necessarily look toward the consequence of her actions, and that gets her in too many pickles. I mean, she's the kind of girl who jumps out of a moving vehicle without realizing I could get hurt.
She also doesn't know where she jumped out at. Like, she's just
Uh-huh.
wherever she is in a country she's never been to before.
I have to say, I do love that she stays true to who she is and the fact that she's like, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to go for.
Right.
I love that. But I feel like there are times when she's a little blinded by her emotions. And I do have to agree with that, especially when we get to the part Isabel takes her out into the middle of the desert and she starts to teach her how to shoot. And she goes, Isabel, what do you think of me? And she then points a gun at her forehead and goes, I think you're too trusting. And Inez is terrified. And I remember reading that and being like, if she is not an evil person and about to hurt you, she's telling you something. And I feel like Inez, she was shocked in the situation and then eventually she removes the gun and like nothing happens, nothing comes of it, but she lets it go by and she doesn't stop to think what this could mean. Who are you telling me I shouldn't be trusting?
I honestly didn't even think that deep into that moment. I thought she was just trying to teach her a little lesson. I mean, well, she is too trusting. Like you said, she just went out into the desert with some girl with a gun. And just because they're the same age or around the same age, she was like, oh, yeah, cool. You can teach me how to shoot a gun. Even though Wit definitely offered.
Mhm.
He's like, no, you should definitely learn from me. And she's like, you saw how she handled that gun. Because there was a point in the story that falls overboard and almost gets eaten by a crocodile. Wit jumps in and saves her. And it was Isabel who actually shot the crocodile, which is why she even trusted her to try to teach her how to use the gun in the first place. But that's like the only information she has and the only kind of background she has on Isabel using the gun.
Let's actually talk a little bit about her relationship with her parents. Let's start off with first impressions.
Is there even a relationship with her parents? Reading this book throughout the whole thing, I feel like we learn more and more about how little she actually knew about her parents.
Also, how good of a liars they are.
Man,
From the very beginning,
even
she's
if it's
like,
just lying from omission, it's literally just not telling her anything about what's going on in their lives at all.
it's actually
Right.
kind of sad because then she's
Right.
sitting there mourning this life that she never had a chance to be a part of. And it's
Right.
like, instead of her being mad at her parents, I mean, how could you be mad when they're dead? She's
Right.
being mad at Wit and she's being mad at her uncle. Let's talk about the relationship with her and her uncle.
So far, he's the enemy. He is her guardian. He has all her money. He doesn't want her around. He seems very off-putting at this point. Like he just doesn't have time for her, considers her a child. He's all about his work, which I mean, it's not like he wanted, this isn't what he was going for. Like he wasn't expecting to be taking care of some kid, even if it is his niece. He was out there just like her parents were, out for an adventure, doing the work that he loved, and now he's stuck taking care of this girl who won't leave him alone and decided to come all the way from Argentina. You know what I'm saying? Like, kind of feel bad for him, but also don't.
I was gonna say, I think he's so selfish. I don't know how you feel bad for him.
Well, I mean, he also doesn't know her. He doesn't really have like a connection with this girl just because that's her niece. It's like like a distant relative that all of a sudden I'm in charge of taking care of this person.
He had to have agreed to have wanted to take charge of her, and I feel
That's
like it's
not
only because of the money.
I don't think that's true at all. I feel like, especially in these situations, it's just whatever's in the will. Whatever's in writing is what it is.
I think the only reason that he is a guardian is for the money. Because if her parents died and the money went to her aunt, I don't think he'd be able to afford his excavations.
That's 100% true. And I think they make that note. Fincastle, the guard, actually tells the uncle that. He's like, I know it sucks to say it, but you wouldn't be able to do anything that you're doing right now had they not died.
Which makes him so suspicious, you guys.
Right.
Dun, dun, dun. Also, I think one of the reasons that I also thought he was so selfish is that at no point does he really communicate with her. He's just telling her go home. He doesn't tell her why. He doesn't tell her his concerns. And I understand that he's trying to protect her. But if you know she is not someone who listens, anyone in general, you would think to give them something, anything to tell them there's a reason you cannot be here and it actually is important instead of you need to trust me because I'm your guardian. She doesn't know you from a hole in the wall. Why should she trust you? And
Yeah, he's not even playing the sympathy card either. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. I understand that you want to know your parent and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like there's other ways he could have softened her up to make her understand like, hey, I get what you're going through, but you know what I'm saying? None of that really happens. He mentions it a little bit, but it's not in the way that would be convincing.
absolutely. And then on top of that, when she gets on the elephantine, guys, when she sneaks on that boat, she hears him say something along the lines of, they got what they deserve.
Right. Speaking about her parents, which just keeps on piling onto the evidence that we have that he is not a good person and may have been the reason they are dead. But we do eventually find out mom's not dead. Mom has been in hiding this entire time and is still painting the image of the uncle being not suspicious but guilty of stealing artifacts.
And she also paints the picture that he is a murderer.
And so her mom secretly meets up with her while she is out in Filey and is now plotting with her to start stealing objects for her.
And while all this is going on, she is slowly but surely having a romance with Wit.
Yes.
That is
They
forbidden.
are right because her uncle definitely told Wit she is off limits. That's my niece. No touchy. He is a drunk. But Inez makes a comment about it eventually. Wit started pulling back from drinking, which means her words obviously have some hold on him.
And the same night that she meets her mom, they kiss.
Right. Not
Leading
even they
to,
kiss. She kisses him. I was like,
oh my gosh. And then the mom after that, it was the twist,
just
you guys.
if we want to get to a twist,
Then mom's gone, man.
both's gone, mom's gone, everybody's gone.
And she reads a letter, and the letter says, I'm sorry, Inez. Go home.
My
Distraught.
heart is breaking even right now remembering that moment because you finally get your mother back. You thought she was dead. You think you're on this like whole mission to bond. It's like it's a bonding moment for her. Not only is she out there with her mother in Egypt, she's literally on a mission for her mom, doing something to help her with the things that she's been doing out there. Like this is her mission to help her bring back all the artifacts. She thinks she's doing a service to the people of Egypt even by, maintaining these historical artifacts.
And she thinks she's helping Cleopatra, a woman that she's been seeing visions and being tied to. So
Right.
she's helping her by preserving these artifacts that are going to be sold off to the highest bidder by her uncle, just to find
Well,
out.
being manipulated by her own mother and emotionally so, like the deepest emotional manipulation possible. Like, she's holding on to just the idea that my mom's a lot, just that idea that her mom is alive. She'll do anything for her in this moment. Anything. It's the only parent she has left, only to find out that her mom's betraying her and running off with all these artifacts that she stole for her. So now she's the bad guy.
Essentially, she's just being abandoned over and over again. Go home,
Right.
right, go home, go home. It's almost like as if they're taking away her self-worth and they're saying, "You're worth nothing here. You need to go home. You are not allowed to be a part of our lives and be a part of anything." And yes, you just got your dead mom back, you lost her again. So then she
Yeah.
runs back and she's crying in her room. And of course, who comes out to see what's going on? Wit.
Wait.
She finally tells him everything, and they end up telling the uncle the next morning, and he's pissed.
And rightfully so. She just stole, like I said, and it wasn't just like she stole a handful of items for her mom. It was hundreds of items.
It was his fault. I said
It
what
was
I
her
said.
fault.
It was the uncle's fault. The uncle, I swear, this man, if he would have told her anything, he lied the whole time. He kept telling her to mind her business, be quiet, go home. It was
But
his
even with
fault.
that, you can say that, but again, her mom has been emotionally manipulating her, even just from that note she found in the room from the get-go.
I
She
agree
would
that
have been able to believe the uncle, regardless of whatever he said, even if he was nice to her. Honestly, especially if he was nice to her after having read that, I would definitely not trust him. He was going to lose this situation either which way. But now he's officially lost in the situation because he just got all his stuff stolen out from under his nose by his menacing niece, who he told to take her butt home. Like I said, I do still feel bad for him. The poor fucking guy.
I don't feel bad
This
for him
poor
now.
guy.
No.
Oh my god.
I think he should have recognized she was a force to be reckoned with. Granted, I mean, I guess he didn't know because Wit didn't tell him. But anyways, right as they're about to open up the tomb, she opens up the letter and it says that her cousin,
Her
that she's
favorite cousin.
her favorite
Her
cousin,
favorite cousin.
that she has been posing as, by the way, you guys. She's been saying that this is her name. It has gone
For
missing.
anyone who doesn't know her, right.
So she tells her uncle, and they immediately go back to Cairo. They get to the hotel. Guess who's waiting for her? Her favorite cousin. And it's so funny because in the beginning of the book, she actually does point, and she's like, she goes, I couldn't tell my cousin because she would have came with me. But she came anyways.
Did it anyways. She was
She's
like, I
like
can't believe you
serious.
left me. She was so upset with her. She's like, I can't believe you didn't tell me you were coming out. You knew I would have came with you.
This would be fun. What do you mean? It's an adventure. And then she
Um,
gets a letter from her dad.
and in the letter, the father is basically telling her, like, hey, I know this you having this letter means that I've probably been missing, and whatever you do, don't stop looking for me.
What do you mean?
What? So now we're like, okay, so mom's not dead. Dad's not dead either.
Question mark?
But if dad's not dead, that's also something my mom's been lying about because my mom definitely hinted at the fact or told us that the uncle killed her father. So now her mom is a completely unreliable. Anything her mom said, lies.
Also,
Lies, lies, lies.
yes. Also, Wit tells her that he thought that the mom was cheating as well. Another plot twist.
Mom's been living a whole second life out there. Like a not
A
even a
third
second
one.
life, a third life because she had the life in Argentina, whoever she was to her family in Argentina. Then she's whoever she was in Egypt. And then now we're finding out she was also having a whole separate life from her husband because her husband was all about the work that they were doing and she wanted to do other things and she spent most of her time away from the camp. So she wasn't even with her father the whole time. Inez is thinking that her parents are on this whole adventure together, a unit. Meanwhile, they're both out there in Egypt. One's doing one thing, mom's doing a whole nother with another man.
Crazy.
Scandalous.
Then they go to a ball together. Wit says goodbye to Inez. He says, like, goodbye, I have to go back. Because also, by the way, you guys, Wit's married, or he's
Oh,
about
right.
to.
We find that, yeah, no, he's engaged. We find that out when they kiss. He's apparently a very he's part of the Ton. I don't know if y'all watch Bridgerton or know anything about how royalty and things work in Britain and all that, but He apparently is part of the uppity society, basically.
He's a
Um,
duke.
right?
He's
Because
a
like
duke.
what?
And he
Um,
tells her this at the ball that he's a duke. And they dance and he says,
right,
so then
right.
after
Because now
that,
he has to go back to do his family duties or whatever.
yes, yes. And he's sober now. Slay. So he's gonna go home to do his duties and they say bye. And then she goes upstairs with her cousin, and then her cousin's like, I have a date tomorrow. And she's like, I'm going.
You can't go unchaperoned.
Yes. They're in the society where they have to be chaperoned, otherwise it's considered promiscuous and they don't want it to get out there. But her cousin's like, I really would like to live life on my own, like I've never had that opportunity. I've always been chaperoned my whole life with everything. I'd like to go on this brunch by myself. And Inez is
And
like,
then it's like not having it.
which is crazy because if it was Inez, Inez would have done it.
Right,
But then the next morning, her cousin's gone. And for some reason, Inez is shocked. Like she hasn't been
right,
doing that this whole time.
right. Two
So,
sides of the same coin. These 2.
that's how you know they're related.
Mm-hmm.
And then Wit knocks on the door. And she's like, I thought I said bye to you. Why are you here? And he's like,
Right.
where is your cousin? And she's like, what do you mean? And he's like, the guy downstairs just told me that you left with some random man. And she was like, I am right here. And she was like, so where's your cousin? And she's like, she's on the terrace having brunch. She's like, I'm gonna go check on her. She's not there, guys. She's gone. Then we get a letter that says she's been kidnapped.
Oh my
Guys,
god.
how many more plot twists are there gonna be? Oh yeah,
I'm
there's more.
telling you. Right. No, there's more.
There's more. It's so good. So then we get down to she's like, I need to go find my cousin. And Wit's like, you're not going anywhere because the bad guys got her. And they probably got her because most likely your mom double crossed them. And now they're probably trying to use you, which they think is her, as bait.
The whole time she's been in Egypt, anyone that didn't actually know who she was telling them, my name is Elvira. Now they think that that's who she is. They never knew her actual name. They think that she's the daughter of the woman who double crossed them and stole all these artifacts and is now running around Egypt with just riches. All these artifacts are definitely a fortune's worth of artifacts.
So then she decides, I'm gonna go find my cousin. And Wit's like, you're not gonna do that. Wait right here. I'm gonna go find your uncle. So she lets him go. But then she left. She went to go find her cousin. So she goes down to the dock, and as she's about to start screaming, hey, Wit comes up behind her, grabs her by the mouth, pulls her back into a room, and says, what are you doing? What are you doing here? We're just gonna get killed?
You know that girl don't listen.
That's what I'm saying. He knew she don't listen, and he still was surprised when she didn't listen.
Crazy.
Then they're arguing. Someone comes up behind them and they find them and they start pointing weapons, and Wit starts fighting and he's kicking ass. He's kicking ass until they point a gun right at Inez and he has to drop all his weapons and they're both taken captive and they're thrown into a tomb. What? Another plot twist? In a tomb? Tomb?
Right. That's like the worst place to get trapped in. There's no escaping a tomb.
They locked him in. They put a boulder in the way. So how is anyone going to move a boulder? So then they start to admit how they love each other. They're in the dark. They're getting all hot and heavy.
Which
And
is
then
insane.
so insane because they think they're gonna die. So they're like, she's like, well, this is the time, and they're like,
Yeah.
and then the boulder blows up because her uncle came to save her.
Thank
Dun, dun,
God.
dun. I know, like I was surprised.
I thought that was it.
I thought Wit was gonna find explosives and be able to explode from the inside. I didn't
Mm.
expect the uncle. I didn't think the uncle knew how, but I guess Wit taught him. Then after the boulder explodes, they're running for their lives, and then Inez goes, "Can't leave without my cousin," and they get gunned down.
Uncle gets shot. He only gets hit in the arm, so it's not like a deadly wound, but he's shot, he's down. They're outnumbered. Wit can't fight them all off.
And they pull around the corner with them, her cousin.
They shoot her in the head. Like, it gets graphic, y'all. I was not expecting that. It was an extreme turn. Like, I have no words right now. You speak. I can't right now.
Guys, it was insane because we literally went from like an Indiana Jones kind of situation to murder. Like
Like murder, murder.
we're not
No,
hearing about
it's
murder. We're experiencing it. And her uncle actually happened to slip her his magic handkerchief, but she spills the hot water on them, and then Wit gets a chance and starts kicking ass. He's kicking ass. Inez is
mm-hmm.
having a panic attack, and everyone's dead except for Inez, Wit, and her uncle. They all grab together and try to hold her uncle, and they run out of there.
I'm devastated.
It's hard too because they had just introduced this character that was so amazing.
That's like me losing you right before my eyes.
Well,
Like, what do you mean? I could never.
I know, but also they talk about how much Ines and her look so much alike. So it's essentially like she's watching herself being shot. And on top of that, their behaviors match. She's going off without permission. It could have very easily have been Inez who been the one to just go off on her own, like she did so many times, and she would have been the one being shot. And even though her parents didn't actually die, she's lost them in a way that she knows she'll never get them back. The people that she knew are gone, and now so is her cousin. And she's alone.
Again, it's like reopening wounds and giving her new wounds all at the same time. So much trauma. And to see that right before your eyes, because like I said, it gets graphic. They explain exactly what it looks like. It's not a clean shot, I'll say that.
Then skip to where her uncle is getting better from being shot, and she goes to speak with him, and she's like, I need to figure out what happened with Mama. I need to track her down. I need to fix this. I'm going to fix this.
Her
Of
mom's
course,
gonna pay. She's like, no, my mom's gonna pay for what she did.
because of all the guilt Inez is feeling. She's
Right.
guilty for what her mom did. She's guilty for losing her cousin, and now she has to fix it. She ruined her uncle's work, and that's all she can do. She wants to fix it, and her uncle says, no, you need to go home.
Like, this is enough. You just lost your cousin. You understand this is how dangerous I've been trying to tell you that this has been from the beginning.
And she says, no. Do you guys think she would say yes now? He's the one who says, and as you have no money. And she goes, I'm rich. I'm an heiress. She's like, what do you mean? I have all this money. And he's like, you don't have any money until you're married. It's my money. And I will not fund your escapades in Egypt. So you need to go home. So then we get to Wit. He has now written a letter and he's drinking as he's writing. He walks upstairs and he knocks on Inez's door and he goes, I know a way you can stay. Well, we can just get married. And then that chapter ends. We don't know her answer because that's the only thing that she can do, right? She has to get married to get her money, and that'll make her stay. And if he gets married to her, he does not have to marry the girl in Britain. Then we read Wit's letter, which says, Inez has fell for it, period. And that's where the book ends off. What does that mean? What does that mean? So that's where she ends it. That's where the book ends. Because what do you mean? I thought Wit was falling in love with her. I thought that's why we were leading to marriage because the way that they kind of like brought it up, like the only way you can stay is if you
Right.
get married to get your money. And I was like, oh, Wit's gonna marry her because he loves her and he obviously doesn't want to go back to Britain. He gets upset every time he talks about it. And they seem like they're falling in love.
Right. Genuinely.
So this whole time,
It's been a ruse. She is again being manipulated by someone she cares about.
which seems to be the story of her life.
It's an extreme theme.
So, with all that being said, I have a few questions for you.
Mm.
First question, what do you think of the dad's letter? Do you really think he's alive?
I have mixed feelings about it. It's obviously possible because all the plot twists, but it's also possible that he's not alive because plot twists.
Her mom could have just killed her dad for the money if she was that rich, but she didn't. Instead, she wanted to continue selling artifacts.
Or
So,
did she kill him? We don't even know. Her mother could have killed her father or have him trapped somewhere.
well, my point in saying that is her mother must not really care that much about the money. I'm wondering if she likes it just more for the thrill. Because again, if she would have just killed her husband, she could have had the millions. Unless back then that's not how it went.
Well, no. I would assume the money would still go to her, just like how the money ended up going to Inez because both of the parents died.
But it only goes to her when she's married. So what happens when someone's a widow?
Either they have to remarry, which I don't see what the problem with that would have been, except I guess maybe I don't know if the person that the mom was cheating on her husband with, if she didn't trust him enough to marry him and be in charge of the money.
There's so many questions.
So much intrigue.
I know. I don't know if I believe if her dad is alive because I'm wondering if the mom planted the letter there as a way to keep Inez in Egypt.
Right.
Because she planted the other letters. Who's to say that she wasn't the one who sent Inez the ring? She said it was the father, but I don't know. She lied so
Master
much.
manipulator.
Why do you think Inez is connected to Cleopatra's memories? Do you think that she might develop some sort of power or something?
I don't necessarily think that's what it is. I think it's just something she inherited because her dad was also able to sense things from the magic touched items. I just think it's just a deeper connection, and the fact that she's able to have these visions is just part of it. I don't think it's just necessarily her. I just think it's an inherent way that the magic just affects people who are sensitive to it.
Well, you guys, you're gonna have to let us know your theories. What do you think of Inez? Would you guys have gone ahead and went to Egypt to trace down your parents as well? What do you guys think of what Wit is doing? I don't
Yeah,
know.
what's Wit up to?
You think he really loves Inez? I cannot wait to read the next one. Well, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and follow us along for our book club journey. We would love to hear from you guys, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.